let's turn this on. And I think it's live. Yep. My locker rooms all just got pinged. Cool. So it's live. We're just waiting for people to join.
Got it. Just grabbing IIHF snips real quick for
Yeah.
IHF locker room because apparently it's been going on for an hour and we didn't get a ping from Sparky, so we had
Oh,
no idea this was going on.
wow.
I mean, like, come on, dude. A little ping would be nice.
Well, hello, Seven. I'm not really talking a lot, so if you're in chat and I ask a question, it'd be great, maybe. Oh, we have one person watching.
Oh, one. That's better
One.
than zero.
Let me go ahead and post that we're live in the award
I will
show. I'm posting right
ping.
now.
I'm pinging the different teams here.
Okay. Kind of quiet. Okay, cool. I can fix that.
My bad. Clicked on the wrong channel.
All right. Well, we have 5 viewers now. We're racking them up
Wow.
soon. It's moving quick.
It's growing exponentially.
We're gaining a view every second. All right. I think that I'm good. Can you, K-Puff, do you mind talking for a second? Make sure your volume's good.
Testing. 1, 2, 3. This is the SHL Awards Show.
Cool. Yep, I think you're good. All right.
All right. What are we at now? 10. 10. 10 viewers.
We're moving. We are
We're
moving.
moving.
Well, I'm going to just start this off by saying I'm SD Core or Corey for those who know me, or those who don't, who just call me by my first name anyway. This is the S58 SHL Awards Show, and I'm with Roast Puff.
Hey there. So, really happy to be able to be here and bring this award show live instead of the usual forum thread format. And I think this was a little rushed. We kind of put it together on short notice. I'm hoping in the future we've got a little more pizzazz, something
Yeah,
something a little more jazzy than
yeah, I
what we
think
have.
going forward we should definitely come up with an idea and have this going more towards the middle of the season because, like I said, like yeah, the later stream the we planned this what like 3 days ago, so you know.
Yeah, that sounds about right. And I know we're competing against IIHF and WJC right now, so sorry to those who were watching that. But yeah, let's get the show on the road.
Cool. Yeah, so let's go ahead and get started. So, welcome to the people we do have. Yeah, and we're going to start by opening this up by showing the seasonal award winners. And, with the seasonal award winners, these are all predetermined. Pretty much know what's going to happen when the season ends for everything except the Challenge Cup. So, I want to congratulate, Hamilton on winning the Challenge Cup this season, which seems to be more and more of a foregone conclusion these days. That's a little SHL joke. We got the Cole Reinhardt, which is the West champion, which goes to a team in the East, to Hamilton Steelhawks. I don't know how to say this name.
The Matthias Chouinard.
Chouinard?
Chouinard.
Which,
It's French
oh,
ish.
that's, yeah. Which is the East champion, which goes to the Buffalo Stampede. The President's Trophy winner, which is the Texas Renegades. So congrats to those individual teams for winning. Individual teams, does that work for winning those awards?
And Texas had a pretty amazing season, 109 points, 6 points clear of Hamilton, and their goal differential is just sickening when I look at it again.
Yeah, Texas did some good stuff this season. It's good to see them. I know they've been they went through the rebuild and they kind of kicked it into high gear in the last few seasons. So it's good to see them do what they did and kind of dominated the West. And of course, you have the Great Lakes teams, which do what the Great Lakes teams did do. But it's good to see a Western
Yeah,
team kind of dominate over there.
definitely good to see the West teams doing well. And if Edward Williams robbed me of my fantasy TPE, so that serves him
So
right.
no love lost there.
No love lost there.
Uh, a- and then yeah, we have the Sergei Karpatsov, which is the most points to Bobby Sharp. The Jay McDonald, the most goals goes to Carl Crashwagon, who I have a feeling we might hear his name a few times tonight.
Yep.
Uh,
And the Turk Ferguson goes to Demarcus Smith, most penalty minutes in game. There was quite a competition for that early on, and then Smith started pulling a pretty good lead. So congrats to Smith, and last but not least, the Mike Honcho lowest goals against award, Tibuk Sunika of the Chicago Syndicate, who just announced his retirement not too long ago. I think it
yeah,
was
I have to
yesterday or the day before.
I have to say I knew it was coming, being in Chicago and have been a
Yeah,
teammate with Tim for such a long time, but like it's one of those necessary evils of the cap situation in the SHL. Tib was, regressing and he got really busy in the last year, and it was sad to see him go, but I'm glad that he goes out, getting the honcho and having a pretty good season. So congrats to all the winners. All right.
and now we're going to take a look at the awards nominees for the awards that were chosen by the awards committee for this season. First up is the Aiden Rishon, Ricken?
I always say Ricken, but it might be Rashawn. I'm not
Not
actually sure.
100%. Yeah, I'm not sure how exactly to
We're doing a
pronounce that one.
great job with the pronunciations today already.
Hey, I mean, I thought you were going to have Infidel
Yeah, I
come
know,
in
right?
and do
Infidel
the
should have been on here,
pronunciations
so
for us.
any name we didn't know, we're like Inf go, right?
Yeah. And then the Ryan Jester for the Rookie of the Year,
Oops,
and
my bad.
then the Bojo Biscuit. It's okay. Did you go forward a bit?
Yeah, I kicked it back though. We're good.
Oh, it's okay. I'm just going through the list. Then we have the Bojo, the Jeff, the Joe McHale, the Lance Uppercut, the John McBride for the best goalie, Scott Stevens, best defenseman, Sarmad Khan, players MVP, which was voted by the league. So that's on you guys for
Yeah, so if
the
you don't
choice
like
that was
that,
made. Yeah,
that's all your own fault.
that's not the awards committee's fault. That's your guys' fault if you don't like that choice. And the Ron Mexico, which is the awards committee's fault if you don't like that choice. That's the MVP as selected by the
Yes.
awards committee. And then the Damian Littleton, the most dedicated award for users in the league. And last but not least, the Anton Razov Playoff MVP Award. So
Awesome.
let's keep rolling and we'll take a look at the Aiden Ricon,
It's Rashawn.
Ricon,
Luke just said it in chat. It's Rashawn.
Rishon. There we go. So for the Rashawn, we have three nominees. First up, Carl Crashwagon from the Baltimore Platoon had quite the season leading the platoon to the playoffs. Adam Barron from the Toronto North Stars led all defensemen in points, was the quite the scoring machine from the back end, and Henrik Lekberg Osterman, who was a two-way giant for the San Francisco Pride.
I will
And these, go ahead.
I will say the one thing that's cool about the Rashawn this year is that these three players were all up for other major awards as well. Like, not only did they are they the most improved nominees, they're also like all up for other individual awards. So it's like, yeah, they did really well, and they did so well from the previous season that they're up for this, but they did even better that they're up for other awards.
And it's really cool to see these guys because these are all relatively younger players. I think they're all S50 and up. So this is the younger players in the league, relatively speaking,
Yeah, they're
starting to spread their wings and show what they're made out of.
Yeah, and I mean, like Crash had a huge season. You know, he's MVP candidate. He came out of nowhere on BAP. Uh, he's 37-point increase over his last output, and a 52 from the season before. He really kind of dominated for Baltimore. I like Crash. Like I like everyone, but like it's cool to see him up here, getting
Yeah, that
his
was
due.
awesome. Yeah, and Baron also had a pretty big increase, nearly 40 points from last season. So that was pretty. Uh, hang on, sorry. A 40-point increase was from S56 last season. He gained 23 points over last season, which is for a defender is quite a lot. And he also improved in terms of behavior because he got in less fights apparently. So I guess that's good. We
It's
don't have a
something.
Lady Bing. We don't have a Lady Bing trophy, but
Yeah,
CTE is a real thing, guys.
there's enough controversy in the NHL about the Lady Bing that I don't know if we want to bring that into here.
And
Um,
our third guy, our third nominee, Henrik Leckberg Osterman, that guy in 91 out of San Francisco, 66 points. That's a 26 point improvement from season 57. And he had a huge amount of ice time for the San Francisco Pride on both sides of the ice, playing offense and defense on all situations. And basically, they're the guy he tossed out. He's the guy they tossed out on the ice no matter what they needed. So their number one guy, basically.
yeah, he definitely carried. I think all three of these players kind of carried their teams this year, which is cool. Yeah, and so we'll go ahead and announce the winner. The winner of the Aiden Rashawn Award is Carl Crashwagon. Congratulations to Cement Hands,
Congratulations to
to
Crash
Crash.
for an amazing season, leading the platoon to the playoffs. Busting the fantasy brackets for basically everybody else who did not pick him. I know I had a lot of regret going like, what the
Yeah,
heck is this?
yeah, he definitely came out of nowhere a little bit and was like, "Oh, okay, well, Crash just did that." So good for him. Congratulations, Crash. You deserve it. Again, I don't think this is going to be the last time we hear his name, but who knows? There's a lot of awards coming. So,
Yep, there's lots of stuff coming still. So
all right. So we're going to move on. I believe the next one's going to be the Jester. Jester. I always want to add another E into there. The Jester for some reason, or an I.
Jester,
No, it's definitely Jester.
yeah, the Ryan Jester.
Yeah. All right. So we have the three nominees for the Ryan Jester. Theo Condos. Oh my God, why did I choose to say this? How do you say that?
Yngve, Yngve.
Yngve Simonson, uh, and then Nikolai Antonascu. I think I did okay.
Yeah, you did okay with that one. So yeah, Theo Condos, another rookie who had an amazing season um, for the Texas Renegades, and he, I don't, I don't remember whether he matched Rodica Scott or not. I think he did in
For
terms of
for
points.
points.
Yeah, from
Yeah, I'm
last
not
year.
sure.
That's a good question. I forgot, and I go look at my notes one sec.
Um, he
He
def
did,
he
yeah.
did.
No, hang on.
Oh, he might have done something. But no, he definitely he led all the rookies in scoring. He had a crazy offensive output. Uh, I mean, he's a plus player, huge plus player. Had a good amount of takeaways. Really good, really high Corsi, especially for a rookie. They weren't shy away from using him. Definitely deserves it. I have a feeling we're going to see Theo Condos a lot more in some awards in the next couple of seasons. So it's good for him.
Yep, and I just took a quick look. He was 2 points short of Rodicus Scott, but that's still an amazing achievement. 57 points for Condos, which is more than what some other teams can say for their top line players.
Yeah. Um,
And for Yngvis Simonson, he's another scoring rookie. Um, this time for the San Francisco Pride, which uh, was quite the surprise. The Pride wasn't doing so well this season, let's put it that way. And but Simonson and Henrik Leckberg Osterman definitely put up the points for them and caused quite a few surprises when other teams were playing them. He had 47 points, 25 goals, 22 assists, so definitely more of a goal scorer than a playmaker. And he still put up pretty good defensive numbers. Um, and his shooting percentage was a pretty impressive 15% as well.
wow. That's one of those things I always look at when some people just shoot really well. I'm like, you know, as a defenseman, I get really, really jealous when there's all these people who have 15, 18 shooting percentage, and I'm looking at 1%, like, yeah, I've done something.
Well, maybe we should stop that shooting accuracy cap for defensemen. I feel like that's unfair, and we should be
Maybe
able to shoot from the red line and hit the goalie and maybe have the puck go in
something we could
as
talk about, maybe. I,
as another defenseman.
yeah, right. And then you had, the goalie from San Francisco. Is it Nikolai?
Nikolai Antonescu.
Okay, you're much better at this than I am. um,
His
who
names.
who's the starting goalie for the Pride, won 18 out of the 20 wins. So literally carried the team to all the, or not carried the team to all the wins, but really held the team up. 920 or 920 save percentage, which was the best among all rookie goalies. And I mean,
920 save percentage is pretty darn good in general
yeah, and
for
to
the
be a
goalies in the
rookie and
league.
to be, in a team that's going to get a lot of shots against,
Yeah,
I think that's a big reason why Antonescu is nominated here, because you get shelled as a rookie, and you just kind of hold up and you do what you can do and you get a lot of wins, and it's pretty good.
yeah. So it's pretty impressive stats out of a rookie goalie, and deservedly so of the nomination for the Jester.
Cool. And we are good to announce the winner. The winner of the Ryan Jester Award is Theo Condos. Congratulations to Theo Condos of the Texas Renegades for winning the Ryan Jester Award.
Congratulations to Aute, and we hope to see you on future ballots and in terms of other awards, and I'm sure we will as part of the Texas Renegades.
Yeah, congratulations. It's well deserved. It get an amazing season. All right. Now to the Bojo. Why do I always want to say Boho too? I swear I can't do
He's
this.
he's from Carolina. He's not Mexican.
Good point. The Bojo Biscuit Award, and we have our three nominees: Finn Rise out of Edmonton, Cassius Darrow out of the Seattle, and Desiree. I was just gonna try it, but
This
I didn't.
this is the this is the Diudi. I think it's supposed to say this is the dude, basically.
Yes, so Swag's character.
Yes, Swag. We shall refer to him as Swag. So
um,
I wrote up
oh, cool. Yeah, so go ahead.
the nominations for, or not the nominations. I wrote up the article for this.
Cool,
So
cool.
Fenris was the winner last year. He's back to defend his title, and he didn't quite have a like crazy year last year, or like last year where he had a point per game, but he still put up 53 points, which is a lot for a defender. Like I was hoping I would break 40, and I was so happy when I did. So 53 is an amazing number. Um, Huge power play part for the Edmonton Blizzard, 12 power play points, and 24 minutes a night, which is a lot. I mean, we talk about stamina in this league, but if you're playing 24 minutes a night in this league on the top pair, on the penalty kill, and on the power play, you get gassed. And being able to put up consistent gameplay and consistent numbers like this
Yeah,
is amazing.
I mean, just the amount of like shorthanded time, the hits, the blocks, the defensive play to go with the offensive play.
Yeah.
He's a solid all around player, and it's
And you
taken a
know what? That
while,
was
but
my fault. I was reading the Scott Stevens
yeah,
portion of my write
I knew you were, so I was just gonna lead you right back in.
up. So yeah, 119 hits, 198 shot blocks. That's pretty crazy numbers.
Yeah,
And I believe he had a Corsi north of like 65 or 64
he does always
points.
seem to be up there.
Yeah. So he's basically tilting the ice in terms of into the favor of his team, keeping the puck going the right way. And that's why he's here. He's
Mhm.
taking that puck away and putting it in the other team's side.
Yeah,
And
if I could, I want to talk about Swag because
yeah,
he
go
is
for it.
on my team. And Chicago is a huge shot suppression team. We've always kind of been. We're very smothering defensively, and Swag was right there at the leader of that. He was, the leader in shots per 60 against. He had the second. He had the second least goals against 60 for any defenseman. He had the best Corsi numbers for. He really he was our defensive shutdown. Uh, he was our defensive shutdown defenseman, and I think that's a big reason why he's nominated here. He doesn't have the nice, sexy, awesome numbers that I think Darrow and Finn do, but he definitely had the time and the limitations for it. Um,
Yeah, he is for the time on ice he spent. He was very effective in getting the puck to the Chicago players and then getting it back up ice. So he is that sort of quiet, underrated defenseman that you don't think about until you look at the numbers and you go, "Huh, actually,
yeah,
this guy was super effective." And then the last nominee is Cassius Darrow from the Seattle Argonauts. He's the defending champ for the Bojo Biscuit. Sorry, not Fenris. Fenris is the defending champ for the Stevens, which is the next one. So I got a little turned around there. So, um, so Darrow didn't break 300 shot blocks this year, but he did do 222, which is still pretty much top in the league. That's pretty dang high. That's a lot of shot blocks. 135 hits, and this is the craziest part, and I think this is probably like the biggest wow factor is the giveaway takeaway ratio was very very lopsided. Um,
he leads the league in this, or is close to the best in the league in this, like every season. And
yeah, and this
as a
season's like more.
so my player is the exact opposite, and I'm always impressed when someone can do this because I give away the puck like no one's business.
Yeah, and I was just taking a quick look, and I do think in terms of the ratio, in terms of the giveaway to takeaways, I do think he is like the top in the league, which
Yeah,
is which is crazy because you've got Autoline 3 and Gibbles and all those defensive forwards who are also pretty good at stripping the puck, but
yeah, and he just
Darrow,
consistently takes it away. So,
yeah,
okay, so yeah, don't take this. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and announce the winner for the Bojo Biscuit Award, and that is going to be Cassius Darrow, Trips.
congrats to Trips.
Congrats to Trips. He definitely deserved it. Just the stats we were saying earlier, and that ratio for takeaways to giveaways is just really impressive from a defenseman. Especially, I think the leading defenseman on their team is he the top.
It's between him and Gabe,
Okay, yeah, I
but
forgot
Darrow
Gabe was there.
definitely Darrow is the defensive side of things compared to Gabe, who's probably deployed in a more
Yeah,
offensive
I forgot
manner.
Gabe moved over there this season. My
That's
brain.
okay. We all forget
Yeah,
about Gabe.
yeah, it's easy. It's easy to forget about Gabe.
It's Gabe.
Yeah.
Um, yeah. So I this is like Darrow's second win. So let's see if he can keep defending his Bojo Biscuit champion
Yeah,
trophy next season.
definitely. I think he has a good chance. Especially with some of the moves that they're Seattle's known to make. I think they're going to try to keep themselves competitive and have a good chance. So.
I'm just annoyed that now I'm going to have to face Michael Scarn in my division 6 times. Thank you, Tig. That
Thanks.
was
Yeah.
really,
Thanks
yeah,
for taking him away from mine.
yeah, that's really appreciated as a defenseman who's trying to keep a positive plus minus. Thanks.
Uh, All right, we're
All
going to
right.
move on to the Jeff Darr Award now. So this is the award given to the player who is named the best two-way forward in the league. We have three nominees up for this, and I love that they all have abbreviations. We have Echo Van Otter, EVO, John 41, JFO, and Henrik Leckberg Osterman, HLO. I just really like that they're all abbreviations. I don't know why, I just do.
They all have fairly lengthy names, so we're probably just tired of saying it.
Yeah, maybe.
Uh, all right. So Eco Van Otter for the Atlanta Inferno was again their top player, both sides of the ice, all situations. Um, 24 minutes, 45 seconds average time on ice per game, which is for a forward absolutely bonkers, including two uh, 2 minutes and 20 seconds shorthanded on average. It's That's a lot of time for a forward to spend on the ice, and 73 points. It's a lot. That's a lot of scoring for. Uh, it's a lot of scoring for Atlanta, which outside of the top two lines isn't doesn't quite have the firepower of some of the other teams in that division. I want to say.
Yeah, I would agree. But it's so EVO has always kind of been this anomaly on his teams, whether it was New England or the one season in Hamilton or half a season I think he was there for. And now in Atlanta, he always really this is his been his game. His game has been this kind of two-way shutdown trap, then reverse and flow offense thing. It's been cool to watch because it really has been his career. And I think he won last year, if I'm not mistaken. The Dar.
I think you're probably right, and I mean he's been nominated for that award quite a few times over his career, so not surprised if he won it last year, and he's a nominee again this year.
Yeah. And then you have J41 out of Edmonton, and he really was Edmonton's leading offense, not leading, but really they relied on offense and defensively. 75 points, um, only 21 minutes on ice, which is a little lower than the other nominees, I think. But he was really, really, really effective when he was on the ice.
That's
Um,
efficiency, baby.
yeah, he's probably, I would say, probably the most efficient forward here. And good. He has an insane shots for at 46 per 60, and that is again an insane shots against at 25.8 again per 60. Like,
That's really good shot
yeah,
suppression,
he's
and
just smothering.
yeah, and he definitely drives puck possession with the Corsi numbers that he has. Um, that's basically part of Edmonton's thing. They have a really good top two lines
Yeah, and
and a really
they
good
ride them and run them.
exactly. And people were saying, oh, they had a $12 million dollar cap fine last year. How can they compete? They've got the top end players to do it.
Yeah,
So that's well deserved to John 41 for the nomination, and uh, we'll see who the winner is once we talk about the third one, Henrik Leckberg Osterman from the San Francisco Pride. He doesn't quite have the numbers that the other guys do. It's only 66 points, which is
yeah,
still
right.
points per game. Um, about 23 minutes per game on ice. Um, he does have more shot blocks, 194 shot blocks, 112 hits, The Corsi numbers, the advanced stats, isn't quite good for HLO as the other guys, but the rest of the supporting cast does also play into it. And as the Pride are calling up their prospects and getting better, I think we're going to see this number go up. And for a breakout season, that being nominated for the Jeff Darth Trophy is still pretty dang
Yeah,
good.
and I think his hits and shots blocks are really what gets him on here. 66 point per game player, super super aggressive, but he had to be on San Francisco. Someone, they had to send someone out, so they kind of rode their guy and really and played him well. But yeah, I would agree. His advanced stats probably aren't as great, but he's done a good job and he's had a good season.
Yeah,
Cool, and I'm ready to announce the winner. The winner of the Jeff Dar Award this year is John 41, C9 Van. I
John
did just
41
see
out of
Van in
Edmonton.
chat, so congrats to
Yeah,
you,
and
man.
I do see some Edmonton people in chat. So congrats to J41, and keep it up. This is pretty amazing work.
Yeah, this season was honestly his advanced numbers were just stupid. They
Yeah.
really were. So cool.
Next
Uh,
up, the Coach of the Year, the Joe McKeel Award, where we have ML and Urson from the Toronto North Stars, Golden Apricot and Aaron Wilson, Hamilton Steelhawks, and they screwed up that team, didn't they? Oh, and the other one. Yeah, and the other one is the Poli Valmiste. Poli Valmiste?
I
And
don't
Red
know.
Cape
I
Diver out of Texas. The Texas Renegades. And just notes. My notes.
yeah, I don't.
So Toronto for sure gets a mention here for getting second in the Great Lakes, which was completely unexpected by pretty much everybody, I want to say.
Uh, I think us in the Great Lakes weren't unexpecting it. It's just it was more of a shock of how secure it was at the end. How far and away they were in it by the last couple sims. I think that was more the shock. Not that they made it so much, but that they won it. They made it with distance.
Crushing.
Yeah,
So it was crushing, which was crazy because you thought it'd be a harder fight for that third seed, but it was between the two teams that
yeah,
people weren't
definitely between
expecting.
Chicago and Buffalo. But it was expected to be Chicago and Buffalo versus or Buffalo versus Toronto,
Toronto,
and it was the opposite of that. So
yeah, and that's the pretty crazy part. Hamilton Steelhawks. I mean, do we really need to talk about them? This is sort of a you could they continue to dominate the league basically, like not quite to the extent they did last year, but they were still very much the team to
yeah,
beat in
yeah,
terms of the regular season.
they definitely deploy their players correctly. They put their players in the best position to win. You can see that by having their names up in awards and stuff like that. And I think that's the thing for them. Like they work their system well, and they work FHM well, and they do a good job. And I'll have to say the same thing about Texas. I think Pooley is one of the more underrated, if from the general public, of how good he is with FHM and what he's done in Texas and RCD helping him all along the way. I think they definitely deserve it. They had 109 points this season, like insane.
Yeah. And I think they were very effective in using the depth that they have to basically steamroll other teams, especially if people were having back to backs
Yeah,
or stuff like that. And uh, they're the only team to really have a tandem goalie setup, which is paying off dividends for them in the regular season because
yeah,
if
it's
one
definitely
goalie's
keeping them
tired.
with rest. It's definitely helping them, in the regular season bounce back to backs and long stretches and stuff like that, which I think we might start to see a little bit more, except for some of the high end role teams that, actually you'll probably start to see it there too. It's just the cap. It's all about that cap space.
Oh yeah,
Awesome. So I'm going to go ahead and announce the Joe McHale Award winner, and it goes to Toronto, ML002 and Urson Z. Congratulations,
congrats to
guys.
the Toronto North Stars for an amazing, amazing season. Um, establishing themselves as a Great Lakes team and then flexing on us at the draft with the number one, the number two, and the number six overall picks, as well as making it into the second round. What is this?
Yeah, so good for them. So I know it's been a long time coming for them, so I'm happy they finally get a little recognition. And I know Urson's probably asleep, but I'll bug him later. Cool.
Moving on, we've got the Lance Uppercut General Manager of the Year award. Um, three nominees: Notorious Tig and Grok out of Seattle, Wannabe Finn and Toman, Buffalo Stampede, and Halsey and D Mills, Hamilton Steelhawks.
Yeah, so Tig and Grok a great did and continue to do a great job with their team. You know, new expansion team. They had a vision, they had a plan that got altered a little bit, and they hit the ground running and kept up the good work. Some really, really solid trades, um, some good drafting, some good, putting their people in the best position. Really good management from them. They've made Seattle, a real fast upstart team. So I think Tig and Grok have done a really, really good job. And
As
yeah, when
for
I was
sure.
commissioner, it was a lot. It's a lot of fun to work with them. They're good dudes. It was a lot of fun to work with all of these groups and all the guys. But seeing
Yeah,
them run is
right
good.
now, I'm feeling kind of salty though because they took away my teammate, and now they brought in Michael Scarn to replace him.
You really are salty against them.
I'm salty, like Tig. I'm salty, Tig. Like, come on, man, make my life harder. But you know what? They've been doing a great job, and they genuinely have me worried in the Northwest. Going, well, crap. That third playoff spot is not secure for Winnipeg anymore. So good job. That's
Yeah.
I hate to see it, but I also like to see it at the same time.
Uh, yeah.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
I was gonna say Buffalo always, perennial nominee for this, and they always make smart moves, smart trades, the best trades. Um, this season they picked up Dick Clapper out of New England, and that's a big pickup. Basically, nearly 2,000 TPE there, and it really, I think it helped them in the playoffs quite a bit, and especially in the series against Toronto to kind of shore up their depth. And
It helped
I
them in
mean,
the stretch run and the
for
race for
sure,
the playoffs too. It definitely,
for
as a
sure,
team that played against them a lot, that definitely helped them.
for sure. It's hard to fault their moves. They've just been so good. It's almost like a dynasty.
Yeah. Well, you can say that about the next team too, with Halsey and Mills, and
Yep.
Hamilton, and what they've done and what they've been able to achieve in the short amount of time. Having Scarn on their team last year and a few other pickups, and they seem to always put themselves in the best position to win.
Yeah,
Um,
that MVDH trade
yeah,
was also pretty, like, it was adding the cherry on top of the icing in
yeah,
this
and
case.
it's definitely been fun to watch and unfun to watch for me. These two GM pairs, the Buffalo and Hamilton being the third Chicago team, looking at them like, okay, well, we'll just have to go against them now. Sweet, thanks. So it's a testament to how good those groups are and how
Yeah,
yeah
and for sure, it shows the vision and um, the smart moves that they have in terms of you guys are in the toughest division in the league, so
you have
this
to
is
do
just
something, right?
you have to do something, and they've done that something consistently over the past few seasons.
Yeah.
It's
Whether it's
well
picking
deserved,
up draft picks or trading for things or getting back into a draft or making smart trades or anything like that. I think all of these teams, all three of these teams have done a really good job, especially last season.
for
All
sure.
right. So the winner for the Lance Uppercut this season is Hamilton. Congrats, Halsey and Mills.
Congrats to the Hamilton Steelhawks for winning the GM of the year, and they proved it to us by winning the Challenge Cup. So don't know what else to say to
Hope
that.
their reign of terror ends soon. No, congrats to them. It was well deserved, and they put a good team on the ice, and they've done a good job.
Yeah,
So
that's always the team to beat in
yeah.
this league.
All right, so we're gonna go and we're gonna do the John McBride for the best goaltender. All right, so the
Right.
John McBride nominees: Harry Carpet out of Toronto, the Elizabeth Doyle out of Buffalo, and Franz Eller for New England.
Well, Harry Carpet um, was the backstop for the Toronto team throughout this entire season, and starting 48 and winning 33, that's a pretty good winning percentage. 2.38 goals against, and three shutouts, and 0.918 save percentage is pretty up there. It's in the top tier of goalies for sure in this league. And you got to remember, he faced Hamilton, Buffalo, Chicago a lot being in
Y-
that division.
Yeah, Carp did a good job this season. I mean, Carp's been doing a good job for a while. It's great that he's starting to get his due on some of this. He's been a workhorse for Toronto in the bad years for a very, very long time. So, um, good
Great
for
to see.
Carpet. Yeah.
Yeah, great to see the nom for Carp. Next one doesn't really need any introduction. It's Elizabeth Doyle.
I was just gonna say, what
She,
more can you say about Doyle's season, really?
yeah, it was insane. 13 shutouts, a 2.08 goals against, and 0.924 save percentage, which is, I believe, the first, over, like the highest overall save percentage for any goalie in the league. And
Also, the consecutive shutout record.
yeah, that was also true. Yeah, you're right. The consecutive shutout record. So this is like a crazy season for Doyle, who's already had a lot of good seasons. Very well known goaltender in the league, and a previous winner of the McBride.
Yeah, I will say facing Doyle is one of it haunts my dreams. I've messaged Evok a few times like, your player haunts my dreams. Thanks for that. So
Uh, our third goalie, Franz Eller, out of New England, is doesn't quite have the numbers of the other two, but he faced a lot of shots, and he was basically keeping the Wolfpack afloat at some points. And he has a good save percentage, 0.921%. And when you look at the advanced stats, he was the best in terms of GSAA goals saved above average. So with three GSA GSAA, he definitely made it the difference in quite a few games.
yeah, and I think that's the biggest thing right for him is he helped his team win games that they probably shouldn't have, which is great, especially on a team that was fighting for a playoff chance at the beginning of the season, and he kind of just said, no, we're going to do this in a few games, and that definitely was the difference for them.
Yeah, and sometimes like I've faced Ace Franz Eller a lot because he's part of the S53 class, and sometimes you're like, yeah, you know what, we can take New England, and then he just says, nope, not today.
Yeah.
And it's really annoying when he does that because he did that when he was in Carolina too.
Yeah, I know. When I was running at Newfoundland, there were some games where it's like, oh, yep, Ace is just gonna win this game apparently. So, okay,
Right.
so the winner of the John McBride this season, I think, should be no shock, and it is not Elizabeth Doyle out of Buffalo. After that season, I I can't see how anybody else could have gotten chosen, unfortunately, for the other. But congratulations to Evok and Elizabeth Doyle for an amazing season.
Our next one, Scott Stevens. I kind of spoiled that. Well, I didn't spoil the winner, but I spoiled the
The
write up
the
for it.
talking about one of them, yeah.
Yeah, the talking about Fenris. Whoops.
So yeah, for the
That's
Scott Stevens, we have Adam Barron out of Toronto. We have Fenris out of Edmonton, and we have Rex Kirkby from Atlanta.
Rex Kirkby is sort of the outlier in this, and that he is an older defenseman. Still showing he's got some life in him.
Yeah, this is a
Um,
good season from him. Kind of unexpected, I would say.
he's S44. I want to say he's
Yeah, I
quite a
believe
bit
so.
older than the other guys, so quite the it's a bit different. But good for him. He's still showing that he's got some life left in the tank. 54 points, which is quite the thing for an S44 defenseman. Um, doesn't quite have the TPE of the other two guys at this point, so old old dog still got some tricks. Four shorthanded points, so that's third best in the league. I think Nathan Explosion out of the Atlanta Inferno was also one of the other guys who were above him. So
Yeah,
really great on the penalty kill as well as on the power play and the offensive side of things.
I think the four shorthanded points are the thing that really it ticked the box for me. I was like, that's just kind of crazy for a defenseman. I mean, you don't really see four shorthanded points by offensive players, but have a defensive player to be that savvy to get that puck to a player or to get it up in kind of those rushes is cool.
Definitely, it's not something you see that often, and it's something that stands out.
Yeah,
And I already talked about Fenris, but just to recap, 53 points, 11 goals, 42 assists, 24 minutes a night on the ice for the Blizzard. Corsi sky high 64% ish. And I think that's like the relative Corsi was pretty high too, in
I believe so.
nearly double digit territory. So definitely made his teammates on the ice better when he was there.
And then you have Adam Barron, who had a fantastic season. He led all defensive scoring with 60 points, which is insane to be close to goal per game as a defenseman. 15 goals, 45 assists. He also shot 263 times, so that's insane. Double digit Corsi. He anchored, the Toronto defense in a tough Great Lakes division. So I think that his overall season was just really, really impressive. He was able to do a lot in a hard division with some really good opponents, and on a team that needed him to carry them, and he did. Cool. All right, so the Scott Stevens Award is gonna go to Adam Barron, Charlie Conway for Toronto, who I learned today might actually be close to breaking the TBE record too next season if he continues to earn the way he does. So that's kind of a cool
Congrats.
tidbit.
Yeah, congrats to Charlie. Well deserved award. And
Yeah,
it was a crazy season for Toronto. And everybody's watching to see what happens this season to see if
they can repeat it. Yeah.
Toronto, yeah, Toronto can repeat it and show that they're a true Great Lake teams.
All right, so we're gonna go to the Sarmad Khan Award, which is the award voted by you, so we don't have to get yelled at for. The top three for that were Carl Crashwagon, Michael Scarn out of Hamilton, and Bobby Sharp out of Buffalo. So these are voted by the users. Um, yeah, which is awesome. It's like our NHLPA award, our own little version of it.
Yeah, all three are immensely talented players. Led the scoring for their teams and were basically monsters on the ice. And giant, I want to say that all have a lot of name recognition as very well known and very well liked players throughout the league.
Yeah, I think we've gone over the stats for all of them.
Yep,
Um,
I think so.
so let's go ahead and just announce this award. We're gonna say the Sarmed Khan Award, as voted by you, is going to Bobby Sharp of Buffalo. Congratulations to him.
Congratulations to Bobby Sharp. Had an excellent season for Buffalo. Was instrumental in the playoffs as well, and overall outstanding.
Yeah, congratulations. To win an award voted by your peers has to feel good. So congratulations to him for that. That is awesome.
All right, next up, we've got the Ron Mexico, which is the MVP award as voted by the awards committee. So we've got, oh, look, these names look very familiar. Bobby Sharp out of Buffalo, Carl Crashwagon, Baltimore Platoon, and Adam Barron, Toronto.
Yeah. So we talked about all the things that Barron did. Um, I'll go over it a little bit more in a little bit more depth. So, he really led the team. He was able to outplay, almost every other defender in the league. I think every other defender in the league. Um, he had a huge thing in takeaways. He had 120 shots blocked. He was seeming to be everywhere on the ice for them. So him getting nominated as a defenseman for this award is really not that surprising to me. Though, every season defenders seem to get closer and closer to this award. It'll be interesting to see when one wins it because I don't think a defender's won the Run Mexico in since I knew this. I knew this weird trivia. I can't remember whose player it was. I'm sure Luke, if he's in the chat, is going to tell me in a second. But anyways,
We need the history robot in here.
yeah,
And Carl Crashwagon getting nominated for the Ron Mexico, absolutely dragging the Baltimore platoon to the playoffs. So surprising to see him up there, but it's pretty cool to see. 42 goals, that's a crazy number. 29 assists, 72 points. Um, he's won the goal scoring award this season, and he also has 180 hits, 30 takeaways, and 150 shot blocks, which is like showcasing how physical he was and how good he was on the defensive side of things, even though his advanced stats weren't as good as some of the other guys. But again, Corsi is also a team stat, not just
yeah,
a player stat.
definitely. And I think you can kind of like look at those. Okay, well, that's the reasoning for Baltimore wasn't as good as Toronto or Buffalo, but I mean, led the league in goal scoring. Just a really great season. And then you have Bobby Sharp, who really did some great things for Buffalo this season.
86 points. That's what I
Yeah,
want to say. 86 points. That's crazy.
yeah. Um, he had
Plus 53. Um, 21 power play points, which I think is one of the one of the highest in the league.
yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty up there.
He led a Buffalo team. I did.
Yeah,
I just got super quiet. Oh,
you're super quiet. Yeah,
that's my fault. I moved the mic away from my mouth. Is it better? Anyways, yeah. So Bobby Sharp, yeah, he led Buffalo. He was their best player. Every season I feel like Buffalo or Hamilton. Really?
I think you're fine now.
Okay. Yeah. One sec. Hold on. Okay, cool. Um, yeah. So yeah, every season I think Buffalo or Hamilton has one of those players that just goes completely off, and they really get to it. Oh, there goes my mic again. Oh no, it's back. Okay. And I think this year was Sharp. He did a great job. Definitely deserves to be in the running for this.
I just wish they'd tell us before fantasy starts so we can figure out which
Which
Hamilton or which
which
Buffalo
one?
player
Yeah.
to pick. Yeah, that'd be great.
Um,
And yeah, the winner this year or this season for the Ron Mexico is
Carl
Carl. Go ahead, say it.
Carl Crashwagon, because we just are apparently talking over each other. So yeah, congrats, Crash, again.
That's a lot of trophies for Crash this time.
Mm,
He's sweet. He's taken home, I think, quite a few pieces of hardware, and you know what? That's great. Um, Unfortunately, you were picked first in my fantasy pool, so I can't have you this season.
that
So it,
that's a bummer.
that's that's a bummer.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to kill him really early in Werewolf the next time I get a chance, just for this.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it sounds good.
congratulations, Crash. You deserve it. Great season. Okay, so now we have the Damian Littleton Award, which goes to the user who is deemed, I don't know, most dedicated, I think, in the
Yeah,
season for it. And I do want to start with a little disclaimer. This was for S58. The index was not announced until after this was voted and decided on. It will be taken into consideration next season.
yeah. The
Cool.
index team definitely did an amazing job. We finished voting a day before
If a
they put it
day.
out.
So
So it was just like, well, um, that just missed a cutoff, but for sure it's a consideration for the S59 Awards Show.
yes,
So
100%.
yeah,
Cool. So we have Luke, Seven, and Calicar, who I
Luke,
think nobody should
yeah,
be surprised by this list, because Luke has like 40,000 nominations for this now.
yeah. Seven's probably the newest name on this list, but he's been busy. Um, he's been well, he's the head of the events team now. He runs HTT Hockey Talk Tonight. Uh, Also GMing the Carolina Kraken down in the junior league. He's just everywhere in the league.
Yeah, and I think, his improvements he brought to the events team with the draft streams, with the award stream that we're doing, getting all that with the tickers, all that stuff. I think Seven really has done a good job
I
with
mean,
it,
we've gone a long way from a spreadsheet on the stream
right?
showing which names are
I know, and it's
gone.
awesome. It's great, and I think that that's been a big thing for his nomination. Luke taking over the co-commissioner, all of his history stuff, all the things he does to make sure the site doesn't fail, his work on the index and getting things organized. And then I don't really think we need to talk about Cal because if you watch this league or know anything about this league, you know all the work that Cal puts in, and he is the workhorse of our sim, and we would not have a league probably without him because we would just watch. I don't even know. Would we even watch anything?
We'd watch people play NHL 2 K21,
Hmm,
maybe.
cool. That'd be something to watch. Yeah. But these three all really deserve it. They're awesome. Um, I've been able to work closely with all three of them, and I know they've all made my life easier and all made my life harder all at the same time. So, that's cool.
Yeah, and all three of these, it's really hard to pick
I know.
because so many good candidates for the Littleton. Um,
I
we
feel like
just
every season we have to vote on this. I'm like, but what if we add them? But what if we add this person too? What about this person?
exactly.
So, congratulations to all the candidates. You all deserve it, but unfortunately, only one of you can win. And the winner of this is Seven. So, congratulations to Seven. Yeah, I know you're going to make my life hard. I get it, Seven. So, yeah, congratulations to Seven. He's been an awesome asset to SHL, all things he's done this last season. Um, Huge props to him. Hopefully, this means he can slow down now. Uh, you know, but he won't because he's probably just as crazy as me and the other people and you and everybody else who's dedicated to this site. So
I mean, he's got to collect all the tank tops from the different
he
SHL
does.
teams
He does need all the tank tops.
before he can finally rest. And the last award, but not the least award, is the Anton Razov, the playoff MVP award. Um, Today we've got three nominees: Adam Barron out of Toronto, Aaron Wilson, Hamilton, and A. Jobin Hamilton.
Do you want to take the controversial one? I
Do
mean,
you want to
someone
take the
had to say
controversial? Someone had to say it. Yeah. Do
it.
you want to take it?
Yeah, so Adam Barron is really nominated for this because he led his team in points in the playoffs. He basically willed his way to, you know, his willed that game and Toronto to the breaking point against Buffalo. We felt that his play and his actions in the first two series and the Buffalo series really kind of propelled him to get himself a nomination. I know some people aren't happy about it. It, it's hard. There's only three spots. We could have nominated four. We could nominate five. I do know that there's some other people who are up for this, and while everyone did a good job, and I want everyone to be
It
happy,
was. I mean, it was a pretty narrow margin
I think we
for
were
that
within
third
one
spot.
vote.
So it's unfortunate that some people didn't make it onto this nomination list that were still very deserving of that in the playoffs. Um, it's just the way the vote ended, it just squeaked Adam Barron in, and
He definitely
he
deserves the nomination.
he
He did a
definitely
great job.
yeah, he did a great job. Definitely deserves a nomination. I know it was sort of like it caused quite a bit of drama when the nomination list came out. So if
Yeah.
yeah, I just don't want to.
Yeah.
I just want to clear it up about why and what happened. Um, Adam Barron still a very deserving nomination. Again, like Corey said, led the team in points in the postseason, the anchor of Toronto's back end basically, and he was a difference maker in a few games,
All right. And
quite a few
then we
games.
have Aaron Wilson and Jobin, both from Hamilton. Um, yeah, Jobin, he's the goalie for Hamilton. He helped them, and I think he really, if there's one series, why can't I think of it? I think he really took over, and was a big reason for it. My brain
I
just
want to say
said,
it was in the finals in the final series against Buffalo games.
yeah,
Some of
it
the
was
later
the
games.
finals. Yeah.
Yeah, it was in the finals. He had some monster games in like game, I think 4 or 5 or 3. Buffalo had so many shots
Oh,
against him,
I'm
and
buffering. Nope, nope. Yeah,
they couldn't score against him, and
yeah,
he carried that game for Hamilton.
yeah, definitely. And then Aaron Wilson, I really don't think his name on this really needs a lot of explanation. He 23 points in 19 games, plus 10, 4 power play points, 73 shots on goal, almost 21 minutes time on ice. He just willed his way to the win. Um, he, he got what 5 goals in the finals, 11 points.
He
Just
was
5 games. He was
he had
unbelievable.
he had the highest,
It was five. It was 11 points in 5 games, right?
yeah, the highest like point streak in the finals. It was crazy, and that's why he's on this list.
Yep. All right, so the Anton Razov award winner goes to Aaron Wilson. So congratulations to A. Will. Well deserved.
Congrats
I
to A
mean,
Wells. Yeah.
that final was just insane.
Oof.
So congratulations to A. Will, and I believe that's it. So congratulations to all our winners. It was great. I hope you guys enjoyed the stream. Maybe next year we'll have it, or next season we'll have a little earlier, more put together. But I think this is pretty good.
Well, yeah, I think as a first stream we did pretty well, and in the future we'll have a little more lead time on things. So we'll try to add a little more jazz, a little more
Yeah.
snazzy stuff into it.
Definitely. And thank you, Puff, for showing up. This was great. I actually had a lot of fun, and we got out of here in a pretty good amount of time, I think.
Yeah,
So
I think we met our
we did 1 hour and
timeline.
2 minutes, 3 minutes.
There we
That's
go.
yeah, I think we did a pretty good job. So congratulations again to all the winners. And all the nominees, you guys all deserved it, and it was a fun S58. Now we look towards S59 in a couple weeks, and hopefully we can do this all over again in a couple months.
Yeah, congrats to all the winners. If you have any questions, please direct them to Reed. He is the awards committee head, and
Yeah, don't bother us. Bother
yeah,
Reed.
don't bother us. We're just here to announce the results. All right, have a good night, guys.
All
Thank
right.
you for watching.
Good night.